Okay, let's see another example. Here y equal to sin x, we have to find a derivative of sin x with respect to x. What will be that? So according to the definition of derivative, we need to find limit delta x. Delta x means slight change of x. Delta x tends to 0 or small change of x. F of x plus delta x minus f of x by delta x. In previous video we have said that how it came and why it came. So here limit delta x tends to 0, f of x plus delta x, so that means y is f of x, so and function is sine function, so here in place of x you need to replace by x plus delta x. So f of x plus delta x will be sine of x plus delta x, and f of x means y, so f of x is sine x by delta x. And what will be sine of x plus delta x? Limit delta x tends to 0 means delta x is close to 0, or the value of delta x is approaching to 0, and we know the formula sine of a plus b. What is it? Sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. We'll apply that here. Sine x into cos delta x plus cos x into sine delta x minus sine x by delta x. So now delta x is tends to 0, that means delta x is approaching to 0. So we know that cos 0 means 1. So when this delta x is very near the value of 0, this cos delta x will also approaching to 1. That means this will be 1. So we can write it as limit delta x tends to 0 sin x into this value will approach to 1 plus cos x and sin delta x. Delta x is approaching to 0, that means it is this value is very close to 0, and we know sin 0 is 0, so the whole value sine of delta x, this value will also be very close to 0, so we can put here as 0 minus sin x by delta x. So limit delta x tends to 0, and you can see here that this will be sin x and plus cos x into 0 means 0, and minus sin x by delta x. So the sin x minus sin x means 0. Okay, here we took sin delta x as 0, but here delta x is approaching to 0 but delta x not equal to 0. So sine of delta x will not be equal to 0, rather than it will be delta x. When x is very small, then sin x becomes x. So sin delta x will be delta x, because if you expand the function sin x, it is x minus x cube by 3 plus x to the power 5 by 5 minus dot dot dot, and when x become very small, then you can take it as x only. Sin x tends to x when x becomes small, not equal to 0. Okay, so here we will take sin delta x as delta x. So here this will be sin x into cos x into delta x minus sin x, and sin x minus sin x is 0, So this will be limit delta x tends to 0 cos x into delta x by delta x. Now delta x tends to 0, that means delta x not equal to 0. So this is not 0 by 0. In that case that will be undefined, but here delta x not equal to 0, so this is not 0 by 0. So this is a small value by that same value, so delta x by delta x will be 1. So that means cos x is cos x into 1, and that will be cos x. So derivative, so what we will get, d dx of sin x equal to cos x. This is our result. Thank you.